weekend, Arsenal's cavalry will be rolling into town as the Gunners look to keep up with Liverpool, who sit at the top of the table. Sensing an upset, Sky Sports have decided to televise this one, but can it be an upset? We need to have an honest chat about it. Welcome to the Big Match Preview. This is Back of the Net. We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
It's an action-packed preview and there's a lot to catch up on before we get into the weekend's game. So, here's what's coming up. Over the international break, there have been a few cherries that have been in action. We catch up with who has played where.
Bournemouth have formed a relationship with a club in Japan. What's that all about? We take a deep dive into what's going on.
And more fixture changes. I think it's 5 games that are being changed over December and January. And as a result, our plans are all over the place. We will go over the changes.
Plus, of course, our full Big Match preview. We'll check out how our opponents have fared so far this season and give some thoughts about how Bournemouth will set up against them.
But first, of course, we like to start the show with a montage, giving you the best bits from our last encounter against the opposition. So we'll do that. Tom, do you remember when it was?
I can't remember. It was near the end of the season, wasn't it?
No, it was 2 months ago.
They've opened the scoring. Out of nowhere. We are the atmosphere in this stadium, I'm telling you right now.
Great days. We went to America, Tom.
We did. Was that Solanke's last game for the club? We were there.
Yeah, we were. I think they may have played a behind the closed doors one against LA Galaxy, which he may have scored in. We don't know. We know that Jebison might have.
Maybe, the Jebinator.
However, yeah, that was the last game that fans saw Solanke. Well, some fans anyway. But that was a draw, and then it went to pens, didn't it?
Yeah, and let's just talk about the dink. The Dango dink.
The Dango dink. What a dink it was. But there were a few misses. Well, Ryan Christie, one of them. Philip Billing was another one. And one of the Arsenal players also missed as well. But they did
Brossard off the
win.
post?
Yeah, it was. But they did win. But they didn't win on penalties, though, because it was always going to be pens.
It was.
But look, in the league, though, last time at Dean Court, it wasn't so good. That's why we didn't play the montage. 4-0, a 4-0 loss. And then, of course, in the reverse fixture, which is the last time we played them, it was a 3-0 loss at the Emirates. And that one didn't come without its controversy because we thought we should have had a pen and all sorts of stuff was going on. We scored and it didn't count.
And they got a pen. One that I believe Travers was in goal at the time.
Yeah.
And was it Havertz went round him? And then he kind of left one of them ones where he left his foot. And I think Travers come out after and articulated himself really well when he said, I don't know what you're telling goalkeepers to. Well, I've just got to stand and let him go past me then because I've got to stretch my body. He's kicked me. What do you want me to do? And that made it 1-0 and that was frustrating. Listen, they were too good for us. But yeah, it's annoying when them little moments happen. But again, I thought we showed like I say, the home game, they were far too good. We got better. We played them in the away game, and then the one in America was a great game for us. I thought it was. I remember second half we were brilliant. So yeah, obviously teams have very changed since then because I think their goal scorer was Fabio Vieira, who's since gone out on loan. So yeah, lots of changes since. But we join them out in America now. We've got a good little bromance there.
We caught up with a lot of the AFTV lot out there as well. James, Cecil, Robbie, of course, and then Lee Judges with Julian, which was really nice. Had a good chat with them. We got Lee on our post-match reaction for that as well. And
I was just going to say, did I, because I went on, as I say, spoke to Robbie, went on AFTV after the game in the States, because I went to the States. And Robbie said to me, there's no real rumours at the moment. Do you think you can keep hold of Solanke? And I said, I'm worried that Tottenham are coming. Just saying.
Just saying. And of course, Dan Potts is another one that's always on AFTV. We'll get him on very soon, I'm certain. But he was the first person to text me after the game at their place saying, it was a tale of two different Toms because he came on Football's 12th Man and he was nice as pie, he was sound. But then I watched your fan cams, he was an arsehole. I was like, yeah, but someone wound him up especially.
Oh yeah, I remember
some
that
old guy walked past and I had to cut because you called him something nasty.
You did have to, no I didn't. No one will ever know. Have you still got footage? Have you still got that footage?
I have got the footage, but I'm not going to play it. But look, Arsenal, now they are a different beast. Look, they were highly regarded under Arsene Wenger, but you felt as though they were gettable.
Soft.
Yeah, now I just don't see that at all. Arteta's changed the mentality and they are proper title contenders season in, season out. Whereas previously, it was always regarded as an achievement for top four. But now I think they mean business.
I think that's the difference with the top teams. I think, obviously, as we speak at the moment, Liverpool actually leading the way. But I think most people would suggest the title's going to go to Man City or Arsenal. Liverpool could surprise them. Arne Slot started well. But I feel like the other teams around that time, around that like kind of place in the league table, your Liverpools, your Chelseas, Man United not so much, but you feel like, yes, they've got loads of quality, but you can get at them. You can get Arsenal and City. Not only have you got to stop them, but they're so hard to get at as well. They're absolute beasts at the back. I mean, Arsenal will go into obviously our predicted teams later, but they almost, a bit like City, play 4 centre backs, like the way they do, and they're such a hard nut to crack. And you saw it when City played Arsenal. I mean, so he's done really well. He's changed everything at that football club, because in between Wenger and him, it was all over the place. He's changed a lot for the better, and they're just going to try and get over the line this season. And I think a lot of people, myself included, think this could be the one. City done it quite as spectacular. You never know. And Arsenal, it feels like they will have learned that from that hurt and them experiences in the last couple. So, it's one of the hardest games we've got. In terms of home games, Arsenal and City are the 2 hardest, and they're our next 2. So lovely.
As you can see, we are at the QP in Back of the Net's home. This is the side room of the QP, and we've decided to give it a name. And Tom, we had lots of suggestions. I'm going to run through a few of the suggestions. One was called Down at 38.
Don't know what that's referencing.
No, Tom's Place.
Why didn't you tell me about that one?
Tom's, that was David Cordell. Cherry Bears. Look, we didn't want to make it about us, because this is a fan's room, right? The Stefan Zoo Bar.
I like it.
Cherry Bar, Bill's Bar, Tyndall's Sun Lounge, the Red Army Room, -17 Bar. Someone thought, let's call it O'Neill's. No.
Like it.
He
will need a job soon.
The Seaside House, Eddie's Lounge, DC Lounge, Back of the Bar.
Didn't mind that.
So which one of those won? None of them, because it is called, drum roll please, a fans panel came together to discuss this, the courtroom.
Yeah, I
the
like
Cherries courtroom. So this is the courtroom at the QP, and if you're a subscriber to Back of the Net and you want to use this room for any function, I've spoken to landlord Joe, whether it's a wake or reception, event, talk, whatever, then it's free for you to hire and use. You can get in touch with Joe, details down there in the description, or get in contact with us. We will put you in touch and we will make it happen. So free room hire of the courtroom at the QP. And this, of course, will be the place where many of us will be this weekend. Final score on the TV from 3 o'clock, building up to the big game. Usual match day menu, Tom.
Of course.
We've tried the AFCB burger, haven't we?
Very nice.
Very tasty.
Very filling.
And also the raffle's back. What happens with the raffle?
Oh, the raffle, mate. You come in before the game, you get your raffle ticket. He always calls them out after the game, doesn't he? So it'll be a bit later this time. Because obviously it's a 5:30 kickoff.
Yeah, so every beer you buy, every drink you buy, you'll get a raffle ticket.
Yeah.
Come back afterwards, an hour afterwards, he will draw 2 raffle tickets. First prize, £200. They've upped their game. And then second prize will be £100. It'll be announced about an hour after the end of the game, so make sure you get here if you can. And look, if you're around on Sunday for the famous QP roast dinner, it's only a tenner. If you're a season ticket holder, you get £1 off as well.
Are we still doing the time of the first Bournemouth goal? Or because I'm a little bit concerned about doing that for Arsenal.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
And like Tom says, there will be a chance to win a Sunday roast for 4 and drink for each of you as well, just by guessing the score. But also we might add in another little curveball as well. And Tom, this place is coming on nicely, isn't it?
It is, mate. And since obviously we managed to get it up and ready for the big South Coast, El Clasico, or whatever they call it. We're adding bits all the time. Some nice little pieces in there, though, and we've still got loads of more stuff to do. So coming along really nicely, mate. We had a little visitor the other day, which was lovely.
Well, you know what? We've had the likes of Julian Iraola helping us paint it. Shay's been doing a lot of the DIY stuff. Eddie helped with the mural. Simon Jordan, of course. And even we were graced with a presence of another Cherries player recently.
Yeah, James Hill. James Hill popped in to have a look. I think he was, because they've got which I'm sure many people have seen, they've done the underpass out there as well. So I think obviously the club were looking at that, and then they popped in to see how this was getting on, which was really nice of him. So yeah, I'll tell you what, we're getting players that can play right back. So Smithy, get yourself in here.
Of course, there's a link with James Hill with Cecil from AFTV, of course, because through his business talent transfer, they've worked together a lot. I think they've played together at one stage as well. So yeah, superb link for this game as well. Right, before we talk about Arsenal, we need to just address the international break. We all love it. It's all changed for England, of course, but
I'll tell you what, it's coming home.
It's coming home. Or is it? But look, there's been a few cherries in action. Tom, I'll run through the list of players that I think...
Right, tell you what you do. Test my knowledge here.
Okay.
First off, you say the player, I'll say how they done.
Okay, Luis Sinisterra.
Oh, he played the other night. He come off the bench, got an assist for John Duran from Villa, and then scored himself. So brilliant for Luis Cini, and they won 4-0.
Okay, Ryan Christie.
He scored.
What?
And do you know, a little stat I saw, Ryan Christie has more career goals than Bukayo Saka. I mean, he was a little bit older, but but Ryan Christie scored. He missed a sitter as well. But he played in both Scotland's games, and Scotland done pretty well, which was a shame. But Christie got on the score sheet, mate.
Wales, okay, so Chris Mepham, obviously on loan, did he play?
Didn't play at all. He was in the squad, but didn't play.
What about former Cherry Kiefer Moore?
He only come on in the last couple, he started the other one, done okay.
Brooksy
played. Played one of the games, got in an hour, which was really good to see, because I was kind of thinking, would he make the squad because of the lack of football? Yeah. So that's really good.
Okay, I'll go on to 21 and before coming back to a few of our other players. Alex Scott?
Well, they decided not to bring him on in the game that was at Bournemouth.
We won 2-1 though, wasn't it? Yeah. And they left it late.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned because I thought how many Bournemouth fans left early. But yeah, I actually watched the other game where they won 7-0 when Scott started. Obviously, it was Azerbaijan, but Scott was brilliant. He ran the game. He was superb, so that was good to see.
Dean Howson?
Dean Howson played that same night, I think, for the under-21s. Spain, I think they kept a clean sheet.
Okay, Mark Travers, of course, with Ireland.
Yeah, same as usual. Goes as the backup keeper, didn't play.
Justin Kluivert.
Yeah, didn't play.
Ilya Zabani.
Yeah, played both games as always. Ilya Zabani, always a rock for Ukraine.
What about Antoine Semenyo?
Yeah, Semenyo started both games. I think he'd come off in one. Don't think he scored actually, but they're struggling. I've got a feeling that Ghana haven't even qualified for the African Cup of Nations, which is mad. But I think they're struggling at the moment. Yeah.
I can't think. Hamid Traore?
Oh yeah, Hamid Traore played for Ivory Coast. I saw that, but don't think he scored.
Alex Poulsen?
Yeah, he played one of the games.
How do you know this?
I don't know, but he did.
What about Senesi?
Always look. Celeste didn't get called up.
Kirkes?
He didn't get called up because of injury.
Okay.
Which I'm hoping is a precaution because we have no one else. But yeah, he didn't go.
Elsewhere, AFC Bournemouth are delighted to have entered into a cooperation agreement with Japanese club Kyoto Sanga. We don't really know what this means. The partnership, says the website, sees the two clubs collaborate in various ways for the mutual benefit of their footballing operations. Now, Kyoto Sanga, they've had a long and storied history within the J-League. They're the oldest club competing, but they became professional in 1996. They've been a bit of a yo-yo side. At the moment, they're bottom half of the J1 League. They are fourth from bottom, so flirting with relegation, but I don't think they will. But it's a dynamic league, it's an exciting league, it's an unpredictable league, but Japanese players do seem to market themselves very well when they come to the Premier League. Is there some method to the madness?
Maybe. Yeah, interesting one. We'll have to see kind of how that partnership exactly is going to work. Weirdly, we're doing this obviously on the kind of Arsenal preview, and Arsene Wenger came from the J-League, didn't he, as a manager, and they've got, I'm not sure if he's fit, Tomiyasu, Japanese player, so he's a bit back about Arsenal. Could we look at someone like that? He played across the back four, but yeah, it's an intriguing one, mate. It doesn't surprise me a lot. There's a massive market there to be had, and I tell you what, fancy another little pre-season away day, mate. God,
it's happening. It's all about exchanging info, scouting information, and it may give us access to the Japanese market. So really interesting. Of course, like when you think of Japanese players locally, Sugawara for Saints. Fairly decent fullback. Also Mitoma, brilliant,
great player,
for Brighton as well.
There's some good players around, mate. I think there's a lad Ritzy Doan, he plays in the Bundesliga, who's very good. So there is some, the Japanese side, I know Mug saw they played Australia the other day, and they have still got some players that play in the highest leagues in Europe as well. So really interesting one, mate. Kind of intrigued to see how that comes around, because in regards to whether that's Bill Foley, and how much he's involved in that. So, be interesting.
They are no mugs. And here It's a back of the net mug. I'll tell you later how to get your hands on. I'm going to leave it there because otherwise I will forget. I've not made a note of this. But in terms of the Japanese club, one of the most interesting things about them is their stadium, right? 21,000 capacity. Hello. Hello. And they built it in 2 years. Now, maybe we could tap into their stadium building knowledge and get Dean Court ready for, 2027? Who knows?
See how quickly we've done this place up? Tell you what, give us a call, Bill.
Yeah, exactly. Who needs Nick Knowles? Next, fixture changes at AFC Bournemouth, and there are a few to go through. Tom, which games have changed and what? So I know Spurs at home has changed. It was Tuesday, December the 3rd. Right. It's now December the 5th. 2 days later, but it's half an hour later. It kicks off at 8:15. That's because of TV, right?
Yeah, I feel for not myself. I do feel for like parents and kids. 8:15 on a school. Do you know what I mean? That's gonna.
That's dreadful.
That's frustrating. But yeah, I'm one of them that I'm very obviously fortunate. I'm a season ticket holder, but I'm very fortunate that I live locally and I can always go to games. So it doesn't really affect me too much of a change from a Tuesday to a Thursday night. Yeah. But yeah, a little bit annoying. Ipswich away has also changed to the day later as well. That's annoying me.
What's the reason for that?
It's something to do with Tottenham. Our Tottenham game that we just mentioned has been moved, so now we're playing on the Thursday, so we can't possibly play on the Saturday.
Okay,
so you've got to move it again. But it's annoying because it's not on telly, and Ipswich, just from speaking to fans, is one of them grounds I don't think you have, been to it.
No.
A lot of fans have been to it. A lot of fans are excited about it because they haven't been, obviously, played them in a while. And now it's 2 o'clock on a Sunday, which means less time beforehand. So it's annoying, but Ipswich away moved to the Sunday.
Right, this requires Carol Bodman knowledge. West Ham at home, so it was going to be December the 14th on a Saturday, 3 p.m. So that was going to be a 3 p.m. kickoff, something we haven't had at home this season so far. Now, this depends on other things. Because if Brighton or Palace reach the League Cup 5th round, I think Brighton are home to Liverpool. Probably out. Palace are at Aston Villa.
Right.
So that's probably they're going to be out. So that means it's going to be live on Sky now on Monday, December the 16th at 8 p.m. But if none of them reach the following round, it'll be on the Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Thank God that one's at home. I'll tell you what. So it could be Monday Night Football in the middle of December. Could get Gary O'Neill on. He'd be available for that, wouldn't he? I would have thought.
Chelsea Ways changed as well to one day earlier, isn't it, Tom?
Oh yeah, that was Wednesday. Now it's a Tuesday. Still 7:45. Is it on TNT?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, I've just realised that's London.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't be asked.
But you know what the worst one is, mate? Newcastle United away. The longest trip in the Premier League, and guess what? They've made it a 12:30 kickoff, lunchtime kickoff. And look, it's not just us that are suffering. I think Saints fans have got to go to Old Trafford on a Thursday night at the start of January for an 8 p.m.er, which is a joke. I think one of the Fulham games is at 7 p.m. on a Sunday night.
Just ridiculous.
What's going on? It's getting out of hand now,
absolutely
I think.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, so that's going to be a nice early start. It's kind of made our plans. We don't know what we're doing. So yeah, that's going to be a nice 12:30 kickoff. And it's a shame when you can't really enjoy the pre-match experience and mingle with the Geordies as much as... Because we find that they are a brilliant set of supporters.
They're, in general, I was saying then about home and away, the ones... You always get a few in a season. I just hate the 12:30s because it's not just about the football for me. I like all the build-up, and 12:30 you don't really have much, do you? You might be able to have a brekkie with your mates and then you've got to go down there. So obviously a few less of these as well. So yeah, frustrating. I suppose you'll get back quicker.
Yeah.
But... yeah, it is really... I can't believe they've bloody moved Newcastle.
Right, next we're going to move on finally about the Arsenal game. But first, if you're brand new here, there's a couple of things you can do to help us out.
You always catch me off guard.
I know.
But yeah, click the subscribe button. I really appreciate that one. That's the most important one. But give it a like as well. Get more people to see it.
Smash it.
And then if you click the bell, you'll be able to see all the stuff that we do.
And there's a lot coming out,
There's a lot, mate. Because you obviously have the fan reaction after the game.
Yes.
Which would be good. Hopefully we'll have Tiggs on the mic for that.
Yeah.
Then you'll get the vlog out. You'll be editing all night. Oh my God, we beat Arsenal. I need to get this out quick. And then the player ratings I'll do on the old Ko-fi.
Oh, that's an exclusive thing to people that support us monthly, right?
Correct,
AFCBpodcast.com/coffee.
Correct. And I'll be doing that on the Sunday night. I think I had to do the other one later.
Yeah.
From last week because we stayed up, didn't we? But I was happy with that because it was Leicester. And then Monday we'll dissect it in all its glory on the second look. So yeah, looking forward to talking about a win against Arsenal. I mean, I'm going to be buzzed.
It would be. There's only one thing that can make it better, and that's if you're drinking a nice cup of tea or coffee out of your favourite back of the net mug. In the meantime, afcbpodcast.com/mug. Look, we've set a minimum price. If you want to help the channel out and put a bit more in, you can. But we are shipping these bad boys out. There's a limited number available. afcbpodcast.com/mug, or link is below. So, Mikel Arteta, we know that his first game in management for Arsenal was against AFC Bournemouth.
Couldn't beat us, could he?
What? He didn't. It was a 1-1 draw. It was on Boxing Day, wasn't it? Scott Parker lost 3-0 to Mikel Arteta. That was early in the season. I think that was an August game.
That was when I heard the Saliba.
Yeah.
I remember.
And Iraola, though, went one worse and lost 4-0. But look, this season they do seem in a good place. And over the summer, they had some transfer business. Tom, do you want to talk me through what they did?
Yeah, they've done a bit. I think obviously Raya was made permanent, as everyone expected. And listen, he shut a lot of people up there. I think myself included, when they brought him in, I thought, what's Ramsdale done wrong? But they've just got a better goalkeeper, haven't they? Fair play. Calafiori, I think he's fit now and he's looking like a really top player. Obviously,
What
done really
a
well
goal
for
against
Italy.
Man City.
So, yeah, that was a beauty. But he's really helping that defensive line. And Timber feels like a new sign, even though he isn't, because he was out of all last season.
Yeah.
He's done really well. I know Marino. Hopefully, it's too early for him because he's come in, got injured, and then he's just got back fit. He played for Spain and was brilliant. So they're saying he could be an option for the weekend.
They did sign a player that always scores against
I
us,
knew you
no
were gonna
matter
say
what
that.
club he's at.
Raheem Sterling, it wouldn't shock me if he plays a part because, if Arsenal fans don't know, he is the player that scored the most goals against us.
Yeah.
He scored for City against us, for Chelsea against us, and for City, and for Liverpool. He scored a few hat-tricks in there, and he always scores against Bournemouth. And I remember when we done the Chelsea preview, everyone going, oh, thank God they ain't got Sterling.
Yeah.
Well, these lot have. And then, their biggest sign of all, just to make sure they get over the line, Ryan needs someone there just teaching them through it. Neto's at Arsenal. Obviously, he's not in the squad. I hope he is around. I hope he can't. I would have thought so. I hope he's around. But yeah, he obviously.
Yeah, 'cause he's good for the dressing room.
Yeah, exactly. He can go in both dressing rooms, pump them both up. It'd be absolute chaos. But no, they got him in, which we were thankful for, to be fair, because it meant we got Kepa. But that was like we've always said on Neto, he's been at massive football clubs as number 2, and they've always spoke highly of him. So that's what he's doing there.
Who did they lose then? Because I know that El Neni went, didn't he?
Yeah, a few
Who
fringe
else?
players, Nuno Tavares,
Okonkwo.
Probably Smith Rowe was a bit of a surprise by the
He went for what, 30 or so?
A lot of money. I like kind of fair play to Smith Rowe because he could have sat on the bench, but he wanted to play. And Reece Nelson's gone on loan to Fulham as well at the end of the window. And Ketia, we were heavily linked with before we got Evan Nilsson. He's went to Palace. Hadn't started brilliantly for him there, but it makes sense, that move. Obviously, I mentioned earlier, scored the goal in America for him, really good goal. Fabio Vieira has gone out on loan as well. And then Ramsdale, we all know about that.
And also you had another one that went to Fulham on loan, wasn't it?
No, that's Nelson and Smith Rowe.
Oh yeah, you said.
I said Nelson went on loan.
Nelson gives me flashbacks.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. I'll tell you what, a lot of the because Fabio Vieira scored in America, Reece Nelson scored that goal, and Carl Hine, the goalkeeper who played in America, was the penalty hero and was amazing, wasn't he? Do you remember?
Yeah,
the goalkeeper there. So but they've done some good business, mate. Nothing. They haven't gone mad, but they've made their squad stronger.
They're looking all right so far. Here's the league table. One of the only unbeaten sides in the league, along with Manchester City, of course. Breathing down the necks of Liverpool. A couple of draws there has put pay to them being at the summit of the table. But as you can see, scroll down, AFC Bournemouth in 13th. I said on Radio Solent, I was on Tuesday night, and I said the Leicester result was a bit of a fly in the ointment, really, because it just we shouldn't have lost that.
No, I think it's right. It's easier now. Obviously, reflection. We've had international break as well. I understand people's frustrations. We were looking to get something of that game, and no disrespect to Leicester because they got the job done, but they're not very good, and they weren't any good. I didn't think in the game. Defended pretty well, I suppose, to their credit, but. We win that game 9 times out of 10, and we couldn't score, conceded a silly goal, and then we just couldn't put the ball in the net, which has been our problem at the moment. But I'd be more disappointed if I thought, God, what happened there? But we didn't put the ball in the net, but we're creating. So
but we're gonna have a reaction against Arsenal, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, if we don't beat Arsenal's tough games, if we don't beat them, at least we've only got to go to Villa Park, and then we've got to play Man City, and then go to Brentford, and then play Brighton. So we've got a lovely little fixture list now. I think that's why people were concerned with the defeat. Because the fixture list looks horrible, but as I said, we won't lose them all.
Okay, talk me through how Arsenal have done this season, mate. We'll go from the start, and it started with a home game against Gary Neal.
Yeah, comprehensive 2-0 win, wasn't it, really? I think they were relatively comfortable in that, as you'd expect. Impressive win at Villa Park.
Really good win.
Always a tough place to go. They went there and won 2-0. They drew with Brighton, but I remember there was a bit of context that game. They were leading, and Declan Rice got sent off.
Would never have sent it off.
Yeah, a little bit silly. And then obviously that meant they'd probably done all right to get a point. Tottenham away, got the win, as they would do at Tottenham. Champions League, they drew with Atalanta. It was one of them where the format of the Champions League now, you draw your away games, you'll be fine.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
The City game they should have won it. It was so impressive, such a weird game of football.
But the most absorbing game of football.
It was.
I thought it was great.
And I thought tactically it was brilliant. It was so unlucky they didn't hang on for all three. Smashed Bolton in the Carabao, of course. And then they beat Leicester. A little bit of a scare, but they showed they had far too much quality. Beat PSG, which is no mean feat, and they were comfy in that, I felt, and had too much for Southampton. Beaten 3-1 just after we beat them 3-1, actually. So we both beat Southampton 3-1 at home, so take a draw.
Let's check out our head-to-head then. In all our home games against Arsenal, Cherries have won 1, drawn 2, lost 4 in all competitions. 1-1, drawn 2, lost 13. Plenty of L's there, mate. Plenty of L's.
That win, though.
It was a
Jordan Hyde, baby.
Yeah,
Jordan Hyde.
And what, Lys Mousset?
No, it was Callum Wilson.
Or am I thinking of the draw?
You're thinking of an away one where we lost and he scored.
Do
I? Yeah, I'm right. Tell everyone. Tell Sam I'm right. But yeah, he Callum Wilson got just ahead of Petr Cech in the home.
Oh, yes, I do remember.
And yeah, we managed to get a 2-1 win, so that was pretty good. I mean, they were complete. I remember then they had Mustafi and Socrates. I mean, they weren't the same team. But yeah, that's the only win. We've had some good ones. I remember the 3-3 draw.
Yeah.
We were 3-0 up, granted, but it was a good point. But yeah, listen, I'm not surprised. We've struggled against them, mate.
I've been trying to do a played for both.
Oh, here we go.
And this is difficult.
Don't show me.
I mean,
have you got it on screen?
There's a couple of goalkeepers.
There's
a few goalkeepers.
Well, now because of Neto, I've got 3.
Yeah, go on then.
Neto.
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Vince Bartram.
Correct, yeah. Can you name a left back?
I've got a left back that played centre back. Is that the one you're thinking of?
I don't know.
Ryan Gary.
I've got Ryan Gary, yeah.
I've also got a midfielder in Jack Wilshere.
Yeah.
And I've got a striker in Benica Phobie.
Yes, there was a left back that came from Arsenal and he cost the club goal, as the chant went.
Narada Bernard.
Yeah.
And I've also got 3 others that I believe came through the Arsenal Academy.
Go on.
I don't think they played a game. Jason Tyndall.
Okay, I didn't know that.
William Huck.
Okay, I haven't got that down, but you're right. I remember William Huck at Arsenal, yeah.
And Jayden Anthony.
Yeah, Jayden Anthony.
But they wouldn't have played for him. Sorry, am I missing anyone?
Richard Hughes was at Arsenal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But
that rings a bell now.
He didn't play. Christopher Ray.
Ah, yes, I forgot about Christopher
Jamie
Ray.
Day, I think, also. Do you remember Jamie Day?
We saw him. He was like doing something with Swindon. We saw him at a game, didn't we? Jamie Day.
Can you name any more? Let us know in the comments below.
I'm going to, while you're talking now, because I don't want you to cut it, I'm going to check this Jason Tyndall one out because I'm really worried I got that wrong. I'm sure it was Arsenal. I'm just going on his wiki quickly.
Go on.
Defender. Yes.
He's in.
He's in. I've got it there. It says...
He never played though, did he?
No, it just says playing career. It says Jason Tyndall played in midfield with Lee Bowyer and later joined Arsenal's youth setup but suffered from knee issues. I love how they say he suffered from knee issues. That's why he never made it at Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
Jason Tyndall,
that was the only reason why. Speaking of injuries, Bournemouth at the moment, we're in a relatively good place. I think Tyler Adams is on his way back.
I'm going to do my Andone Iraola.
Go on.
Yeah, we're in a good place just without Tyler at the moment. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not 100% sure yet, but we're hopeful with Kirkes because obviously he was left out of the Hungary squad through precaution, but we're going to assume he's okay.
In terms of Arsenal, you can see from premierinjuries.com, there are a few issues. They've been without their influential captain, Martin Odegaard, of course, Kieran Tierney, Ben White, Timber, Zinchenko, Kai Havertz. They've all had injury concerns going into the international break, but they are expected to largely be available for the game of D-Court. Saka as well, also possibly going to be fit, probably going to be fit, let's be fair. The one person who Arsenal will miss, is Neto, because obviously he can't play.
Yeah, he can't play. I think it's what I said to you, didn't I, Sam, that I think sometimes with international players, especially the big clubs, there's a lot of players that have got niggles because they don't want to, I think majority of them will be okay. I saw that the only one there that you didn't mention that has happened really recently is Martinelli actually went off injured for Brazil.
Yes.
So that's one that you've actually seen him go off injured, so he might struggle. I think Partey's a doubt, like you say, Havertz, Saka, so they've got loads of doubts. So it's really hard for me to do the team, but I'm going to go off the premise like normal that most of them will probably be all right.
Okay, well, Tom's teams are coming up. Firstly, I know you want to know who the referee is, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the referee. I've seen the VAR. Can't be bothered.
Rob Jones.
Yeah, go on.
Rob Jones. this could be a good thing. He had us away at Nottingham Forest last season where he sent off one of their players completely unnecessarily.
Me and Robbie Jones.
Let's do teams, come on. Okay, then we'll start with AFC Bournemouth. Note that Tom has not got changed into any shirt this time because you tried to manifest Clive last time. Never happened.
It worked with Evan Nilsson, so I thought, I'll try it again. Didn't work this time.
Now you just calm, right. All right, talk me through it then.
Kepa Arrizabalaga is in goal. I'm gonna stick.
If that ever caught on as a tune,
it won't.
I would love it. But it won't.
But yeah, I expect him to stay in goal, obviously. Smudger at right back, I think it's one of them. We've said this before a lot of times, but I feel like when you play the top teams, his experience is for a young back line, I think it's really important. Zabani and Celestia I expect to continue, and Kirk's obviously assuming he's all right.
What a battle that will be with Saka.
Oh yeah, it'd be amazing.
Wow.
Both, as I say, both players are doubts, so it'd be interesting. But I hope that he's okay, Kirk, because I do think that'll be probably the head-to-head battle. In midfield, I'm going to continue with obviously Lewis Cook and goal-scoring Ryan Christie. I'm going to mix. It's really difficult with this three. Semenyo's going to play. Yeah. Semenyo being the right. I'm moving Tav back into the 10.
Okay.
Because Dango scored again. He scored for Burkina Faso.
He scored a couple, did he?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think he did. He scored a header. I remember him scoring a header. But anyway, he just feels like he's on the stomach at the moment. Cine played a bit later. Clive hasn't been doing that. I think he's going to play Dango. And also, because Dango can help back with the Saka threat. So I'm going to go Dango on the left. And then Evan Nilsson leading the line.
Okay, as for Arsenal then, I take it they might be in their third kit, because I think their away kit is black.
Oh, okay. So
probably not going to be wearing that, given we're wearing black. So maybe the bluey, purpley number. But
because that black one looks like Lynx Africa.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Obviously, it'll be Ra in goal. I'm not going to go through and say they might be a doubt, because I think they all are. So Timber, I'm going to go right back. Saliba and Gabriel. And I'm going to go for Calafiori at left back. I'm going to say that Partey's fine and plays with Declan Rice.
Right.
I'm also going to say Saka off the right. After the Martinelli injury, I'm going to put Trossard on the left. I'm going to make a really brave call that they're going to chuck Wanyeri in.
Wow.
I think he's been brilliant off the bench, and I think now's a time where they've got a few little knocks, little doubts that they'll put him in that 10 role. We'll just slightly advance Partey and Rice anyway, and then Kai Havertz leading the line.
There you go.
If I get that right, by the way, Wanyeri's first penny start of the season.
That would be incredible. We'll do our predictions shortly, but just, the QP then, we've, it's nearly done. There's a few stickers that need to go up.
Yeah,
we've got some nice frosted window things that are going to go up as well.
Yeah.
Scarves are going to be adorned on the wall. There's still a fair bit. And then outside, there's going to be like a Legends wall, isn't there?
Yeah, I think we're going to put 10 players up to start with, and then you can kind of, we'll find out some little games or kind of giveaways to kind of say, right, which players should be added next. Because the good thing about like a Legends wall is you can just keep adding players. Yeah. But if anyone, tries to make a little funny joke and goes, put Ryan Fraser up, you're immediately blocked.
Yeah.
And you're immediately banned from the bar. I think nice little Legends walls you walk in, and we're going to try and make it. We're just going to kind of keep adding to it, aren't we? It's all trial and error at the moment.
Yeah, just lots of little additions, slowly but surely, and just make it into a proper hub of all things AFCB. Look, here's your chance to come here for a meal for 4, a Sunday roast dinner for 4, plus a drink each, just by, here we go, correctly guessing the scoreline and also the minute of the first booking.
I love how we've changed. We've got Arsenal at home. Do we do the minute of the first goal?
First Bournemouth goal,
First booking, I like that.
Yeah, just something a little bit different, because then that is completely random.
So you're going the minute of the first booking for either team?
Yeah, for either team.
Minute of the first booking. Okay. It's going to be Kepa for time waste after 1 minute 40.
Yeah, probably. So look, meal for 4. All you do below, put your correct scoreline. Of course, Bournemouth first minute, and look, we'll give you another chance. We'll put it on the QP Facebook page. We'll put it on our Facebook page. We'll put it on X as well. We might even put it on Instagram. There's a fair few chances for you to win. But what would be really handy is on like Facebook and all the social platforms, make sure you follow the QP Facebook page, because we're going to start to put promotions exclusively on there ongoing. But look, we cannot wait to be seeing you here at the QP for match day. Make sure you get your raffles for every drink you buy, and fingers crossed you could be in the money with a £200 first prize win. If not, you may get the second prize of £100 anyway. Tom,
lovely.
What's your prediction?
I hate doing these sort of games, because I know what my head's saying 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
But my heart. My heart, man. I tell you what.
Yeah. under the lights at Dean Court's a special thing, isn't it?
It is scary for the 1-1.
Okay.
1-1. I'm going to get 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for.
All right.
I definitely believe that as well.
I'm going to go 2-1 to
A win.
Arsenal. Yeah, I think Arsenal are going to win it, unfortunately. But look, maybe that'll provoke an angry response for us to get a result at Villa. You never know. But look, at home, you've always got a chance, haven't you? And I don't want
to dampen it even more. I always feel like we've got more of a chance away.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just feel as though it's just how you start the game. I think there are a certain number of teams we played last season. Spurs was another one where we just let them dictate. And the one thing I would say about Arsenal is that game, I know we lost 3 at their place later on when our football started to click, but that was at their place. We were still learning what we were doing. It was fairly early on in the season where we got beaten 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0.
So there's a chance that things might click, and you never know, we might.
The fact of the matter is, mate, as we mentioned, lovely little stat that when we went to Anfield, that we had more shots than in the last decade at Anfield any teams had. We lost the game 3-0, so that's the top bottom of it. But what I would say is, at 1 point against someone, if you're creating that many chances, you will finish a few.
Yeah.
Obviously, ultimately, my concern is if both teams have lots of chances, I know which team I would back to score more of them, but you never know in football, mate. You never know. So, and listen, you're never gonna. It's always playing City, playing Arsenal. You're always going to be the massive underdogs. So when I always look for little snippets like they've got a few doubts, injury-wise. They're without their captain just after an international break. Sometimes you can get a bit of a hangover after that. So we've got to grab everything we can, mate.
Well, I'm going to take that optimism, I'm going to chuck it away, and I'm just going to sprinkle on some pessimism just to finish. Since Bournemouth returned to the Premier League in 2022, Arsenal have won all 4 of their meetings by an aggregate score of 13-2, netting 3 goals each time. Each of Bournemouth's last 10 Premier League wins have been against sides in the bottom half of the table. The Cherries are winless in their last 11 against sides in the top half since beating Manchester United 3-0 last year, that famous game at Old Trafford. Arsenal's 3-1 win over Southampton last time out was their 1,999th top flight win. Victory at Dean Court would see their 2,000th win after Liverpool you've got 2,065. Arsenal are unbeaten in all 10 of their games in all competitions so far this season. What else? But Bournemouth have had more shot-ending high turnovers than any other side in the Premier League this season, with 18. So look, win the ball in their half, create some shots, be clinical with it, and maybe we've got a chance.
Yeah.
You feel all right, mate?
Yeah, appreciate that, mate. Is that the end of the show?
I'll give you one more. Bukayo Saka has scored 49 Premier League goals for Arsenal. Aged 23 years and 44 days on the day of this game. A goal against Bournemouth would make him the youngest to net 50 for the club in the competition. It's all set up. But you know what? Bournemouth can spoil the party.
Why did the only thing that just comes to my head then was, imagine if it's 1-0 now. Why did that come to my head? Just got a feeling we're just going to be scattered. Bang!
Up the chairs, and we'll see you in the next one.
Come on. God, that was really disappointing.
I'm so sorry.
Jamie Day, that was a shout.
Jamie Day.